Okay, I'm delighted to be joined by a good friend of mine, Jai Opetaia. Jai, how are you, my man? Good?
I'm good, thank you, bro. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How you finding Vegas? When did you get in? How's it treating you?
I've been here for a couple of days now and work only.
You sure?
Work only, bro. We're here for work.
I like that, Jai. I like that. Now, you was on White and Jordan a few weeks back with Simon Jordan and Jim White, and you were discussing a few things. We'll start with your IBF mandatory, Cinkara. How's that going? Is that going ahead on her? Still pending?
Man, we have to. You know, it's the mandatory, so you got to take care of these things. Obviously, we've been chasing the bigger fights, which were over the line, which is it is what it is. You know, isn't this Ramirez neck of the woods? Isn't this his country? Doesn't he live here? I'm telling you right now, if another world champion cruiserweight flew into Australia, I'd be up straight there. You know what I mean? I'd be telling him this fight. You know, it blows my mind how much they're trying to avoid it.
Now, in that interview with White and Jordan, you mentioned, you want the fights. It's not you that's holding it up. Do you think other cruiserweights are scared to fight you? Do you think that's the problem?
Man, people say that, but I honestly, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Like, we're boxers. We've been fighting our whole life. I just, it doesn't make sense to me for another fighter to be like that or think like that. You know what I mean? These boys are world champions. You know, they're chasing greatness. You know what I mean? Everything's about putting that last name. You know what I mean? Put that last name on those big lights and doing our family and grandparents proud. You know what I mean? If they're doing it anything other than that, then it doesn't make sense to me.
Now, let's say I back you to get through the Cinkara fight. Obviously, you do. You win that mandatory. What will it take for you to get that fight with Badou Jack or Zurdo Ramirez? What will it take, do you think? Is it money? Is it a case of the fighters need to lower their expectations? Does it need Turkey Al Sheikh to step in? What does it need to get the fight over the line?
Honestly, man, if I knew, we'd already be fighting. You know what I mean? If I knew the answers to those questions, I'd already be undisputed. You know, but we're still trying to push. We're heading in the right direction. We just got to keep winning, keep performing. Winning's the key. As long as you keep winning, they cannot deny it. So we've got to train hard, prepare properly, and the rest will fall into place.
I know you trust yourself in your performances and things will align. If things don't align in time, let's say this time next year, could you see yourself moving up to heavyweight even if you haven't unified the division?
Listen, I've had a dream to unify the division, and
is it unify the division or nothing? You have to unify
it just frustrates me that people are putting pressure on me to go up weight or go fight him or go do this, but they're not putting pressure on the other fighters to unify the division.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
To me, they're telling me to do what I got to do. They're trying to speed my life up and my process and cut my story short, just because these other guys won't take the fight. So it doesn't make sense to me. You know, why aren't they getting pressured? Why isn't talkSPORT? Isn't this a big?
Sport.
Hey,
Yeah.
exactly. Isn't this a big boxing channel?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be getting these fighters on there asking them these questions? So, but like, what are you asking me? Like, why shouldn't you ask them? Why aren't you fighting Jai Opetaia? Like, because that's what we all want to know. Why aren't these fights happening?
No, it's a good question, Jai. It's a good question. Listen, I think the fight should happen. Whether they do or not, obviously it's out of your hands. But that IBF challenge, when it does come, what challenges does Cinkara pose to you?
Man, Cinkara's dangerous. You know, he's heavy-handed. He boxes decent. But he ain't no Jai Opetaia. You know, like, we train hard, we do what we got to do, and we take care of business. We go to work, you know, so we got to get the job done. All this talk, I know it sounds good on camera and on microphones and stuff like that, but without delivering and executing the game plan on fight night, it all just talk.
It's business for you, innit? It's business.
We're here to get a job done.
Yeah.
We've got a vision in our head. We're aiming for a certain thing. You know what I mean? So it's frustrating that it's taken so long to get there, but if it was easy, everyone would do it, wouldn't they?
Facts, bro. Listen, you talk about the frustration and waiting for opportunities to land. This week we saw Mike Kellerman criticise boxing and saying it's broken and it needs fixing. What do you make of that viewpoint? Is boxing broken? Does it need fixing? When a world champion like yourself can't get challenges against other world champions, there's got to be a problem, right?
I don't think it's broken, you know. Boxing's my life, you know what I mean? I love the sport of boxing. But there's being with this showbiz, you know, these superstars fighting each other. But there's a difference between becoming the best fighter in the world and the most paid fighter in the world. There's a big difference there, you know what I mean? What are we chasing? Well, you know what I mean?
What are you chasing?
I'm chasing unifications. Unifications. I want my name up there, and I want to be an undisputed champion of the world. And once I've done that, then we can go up to heavy.
Would you welcome a boxing league similar to UFC's system? Or do you think boxing's too historic, is too set in place? Do you think it's too difficult to make that change?
I think they're going to be two completely different things. You know what I mean? I feel like, in a way, it's going to be like a tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be like a tournament. They're going to have their fighters. They're going to have their rankings. But then outside of that, there's still going to be the world championships and stuff like that. But I'm just hoping, as a kid, like where I'm from, my first fight at 8 years old, born around the sport, 4th generation on my father's side, 3rd on my mum's. It's been a dream to chase these belts. You know what I mean? So we've got to collect these. And I feel like what that is, that's a, I don't know. Who knows what the hell that's going to turn into? You know what I mean? Like what Dana White's trying to do and how that tournament plays out. They're just trying it. You know what I mean? So it could miss.
And obviously we're in Vegas for the huge fight, Canelo Crawford. This will probably go out after the fight, but how do you see it going, Jai?
I got Crawford by distance.
Why?
Too much ammunition. He adapts. You know, he thinks the science of the sport. You know, I think he can change his style to be able to win a fight. I think Canelo has certain game plans, and if Crawford boxes, Canelo tries to throw big punches to slow him down.
Yeah.
If you don't land that big punch or slow him down, he's winning on points. But at the end of the day, it's boxing. You know what I mean? So anyone can get clipped.
And if Crawford does, it's not the unthinkable, it's more than possible, but if he was successful against Crawford, how does that rank him amongst boxing's greats?
Man, Crawford is one of the greats. You know, I'm sure he'll be a Hall of Famer for the sport. You know, whether he wins this fight or loses it, they're two greats coming together. And that's the positive thing about having Turki El-Sheikh in here. His Excellency putting these fights together, because without that, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You don't get the two best fighting the best.
No.
So it's these are the fights we need for boxing.
Yeah.
No showbiz boxing. We need the best fighting the best.
And obviously we're here at the Undisputed event. As a kid, you've always wanted to be a boxer. That's always been your thing. I know we've spoken off camera about how you was a bit of a naughty kid, and boxing sort of gave you a bit of structure. Jai, when you load up your PlayStation or your Xbox and you see yourself in a video game, how does that feel, man?
No.
Because I use you on the game. You're deadly. You're deadly.
Hey, when they first bring up my ranking, 84 overall, I was dirty.
Stinky.
I was but don't change it. Keep it 84 overall. When I come undisputed, keep it 84 overall. Hey, this is for all the 84s, bro. No credit. You know, you never get that credit. Hey, the best 84 overall you've ever seen.
What should Jai Opetaia be rated on Undisputed? What should your rating be?
Keep it there. 84, I'm happy. Let's go. Yeah. 84 overall. Just up the skills, keep the ranking. It's all good.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.